This is a quick video on how to put together a case for a generic style digital caliper. Sometimes they look like this, but even though they are about a 1 millimeter thickness and difference, this case will fit either one of these if you have them. The prints are color coordinated to make it easier for the video on how to put them together. This is the bottom plate. These are the inserts for the bottom plate. This is the top plate. These are the hinges. The hinges are different from each other. The one with the partial ridge goes on the left. And this is the insert for the top plate. And you'll also need 2 M330 screws and some spare filament. So to start with, we want to make sure that it printed well and there's clearance. So we're gonna, before we even put it together, we're gonna take that filament just to make sure that it will glide through everything. It's going to go into the hinges. It should be free here and here, and through both of these it should just thread right through. It's a little curly, so it's kind of acting a little funny, and should just slide right through very easily. These two are a little smaller. That's where it should friction fit. So if we slide this in and you know what, this is the bottom end of my filament, so that's why it's so curly. But if you straighten out that filament and push it through here, it should friction fit into this side like that. I can get it straight in there. There. So this part should friction fit. All right. The next thing to check are the latches. The latches should take on this M3 screw with no resistance. Good. Check that one like that. All right. And the screws will also need to be able to go through this hole fairly with minimal resistance. There could be a little bit, but once you work it through, it should be fine. The other end is where it'll actually catch the threads, and the holes are a little bit smaller. Get that out. Okay, so we just checked everything, so that's good. Everything should print without supports except for this area right here. So if you can add some supports right at the catches where the latches go, which is right here of the bottom plate. Everything else doesn't need supports. The latches could use some brim when you're printing them so they don't fall over because they're so thin. Anyway, the assembly is pretty straightforward. You just want a flat surface to slide everything together because they're based on tongue and grooves. So we're just going to wiggle and press them together, and they'll snap fit like that. These are the same. They'll press together to snap and fit. These will have a little wiggle play just so they'll fit into these pegs, which will also snap and fit. We're going to slide these two together. All right, and the next step is to actually add the hinges first. It's because if we add this insert in now, we won't be able to have enough room to screw it in. The latch, which with the short partial ridge, goes to the left. So we're going to take our screw, line it up into that hole. We're going to get our screwdriver. Get that lined up. All right, get that lined up in there, just like that. It doesn't have to be super tight, but it's going to look like that. Same thing on the other side. All right, that's all the way to the end of the free space, and we're just going to screw that in. There we go. So you got the little ridges there. They stop the latches from going all the way in. Next, we're going to snap fit on these inserts like that. This one goes here, and last one up here. Okay, so they should be pretty well in there. If they're not, you can always use some crazy glue. And next we're going to put the hinges on. So we're going to go ahead and close the lid, and then we're going to thread in a filament like that. Press it all the way through until you feel the kind of friction fit there. And get some flush cutters to snip that out. Same thing on this side. Press it in until it kind of bites down. Flush cut that out. And that's how it should look. There is also these little small holes. If you wanted to, they will accept 8 by 2.5 millimeter magnets, and if you have them in the right polarity, they will snap fit and you won't need to use the latches if you don't want to. So you can use magnets or latches. I kind of like latches. Goes like that. Snaps in pretty secure. It's a very sturdy box. Like that. Put your caliper in there like that. There's a little compartments. There's a room to put a pen in there. There's a little slot here to hold your spare batteries. You can take 2 batteries. There's a little compartment for if you have these generic flush cutters. You'll hold that in there, and the whole thing will fit in there. Like that. Flush cutters, just kind of squeeze them, squeeze the handles to wiggle out the handles. This is the one that comes with a lot of 3D printers, so the cheapo generic ones. Slide that in, press it in. Just to show, this will fit the other one. There's enough clearance on this flush cutter anyways that won't hit the buttons, so that's off. It's still off, okay. Off. Still off, so I didn't touch it. I should try to turn it upside down. Yeah, still off. Yeah, didn't touch it. So, there we go. And yeah, once it's together, when it closes, there's even a little area that will block the battery, so the battery, you won't have to worry about the battery sliding out. Maybe you're using your calipers, you can rest it right there on the side if you want quick access to it. Maybe you're taking some notes, you can leave your pen up there too for a quick scribble. Maybe you're writing on a piece of paper, you can fold the paper in half and just slip it there to hold it temporarily so you don't lose it on your workbench.